Brixton Broadcasting Corporation.
Well on. The Lenny Henry Show.
Lenny Henry Show.
2, 3, I'm a thoroughbred jockey from the DJ stable. The King Arthur of the chill turntable. Beaming you the music at the speed of rhyme. I'm light years ahead of my time. Bouncing hard funk from a satellite. Aliens body rocking all day and night. Somewhere between Mars and Mercury, you see a new spark of Christianity. Careful, Claudette.
Oh, Delbert, I'm not having the baby for 7 months.
No, I mean careful not to scratch the paintwork with your nails. This is a priceless family heirloom. If I left it out here for more than a day, it'd be a mobile listed building. There should be beef eaters guarding it 24 hours a day.
Don't you mean rice and peas eaters?
There's no need to be flippant, you know, Claudette. All I'm saying is the car should be spondicious, wicked and wild at all times.
OK, so what happens if I go into labour and there isn't an ambulance handy? What would you do then?
Winston, get over here, quick, and bring your Black & Decker workmate.
Guard your car for a quid, missus.
50p.
Claudette, don't argue with him.
Delbert, I'm your accountant. I'm trying to get you a good deal.
Yeah, but if we only give him 50p, that means when we come out, the car will only be on 2 lots of bricks instead of 4, right?
Right. A quid for no bricks. And another for no scratch down the side.
I used to pull this ragamuffin stump when I was their age. I put all the wheels in the back shed. Till I pulled it down because I was running out of bricks.
Come on, you'll be lucky you need touch.
I wonder what that D means and how I can get one.
Just work for the diplomatic service, like Mr. Dixon. It means that when he's driving, he's immune from any prosecution, like Mark Phillips.
Great, Mum. That was the most crucial chicken, rice, peas, dumpling, dashing and pumpkin that I've had in history, you know what I mean? I couldn't eat another mouthful. Have you finished with that, Claudette?
Delbert! Claudette's the one supposed to be eating for 2, not you.
I'm eating for Winston.
It's okay, Rose. Since you left, this is the first Sunday lunch he's had that didn't come out of a cardboard box.
Don't be too hard on the boy, Rose. Both my sons have got very healthy appetites. They need it playing in that band all day.
You know what I mean? I've got 2 funky stepbrothers, man. Hey, maybe I could clap their tunes on the Delbert Wilkins show.
Very kind of you, Delbert. I've got a tape of theirs in the car.
Yeah, and if you throw in those spondicious number plates, I'll play both sides.
Nice to hear you're catering for the more mature listeners these days, Delbert. People who like the sound of a good brass band.
Brass band?
Yes, they play for the Jamaican Mounted Police. James on cornet, Hugh on drums. It's called 20 Tip-Top Marching Tunes. It's a really good album. Shall I get it?
No, it's all right. It can wait. Till I've been dead 20 years.
What sort of diplomatic work do you do, Mr. Dixon?
I don't. The embassy just lent me that car. And please, call me Trevor. It's so much better than Mr. or Assistant Commissioner.
Trevor also works for the Jamaican police.
Yes. How does the song go, Rose?
Oh, it's a family affair.
You all right, Delbert? Is there something about the meal that doesn't agree with you?
No, it's all right. It's just the shock of hearing Mum sing. It's like watching a hippopotamus walk the tightrope. You just don't expect it, you know what I mean?
Delbert, you calling me a hippopotamus now?
I'm sure Delbert was just being humorous, Rose.
Yeah, there's no law against that. Is there, Trev?
Not when I'm off duty. So, Delbert, tell me more about this radio program of yours.
Hello? Mum, the food's taking effect. Any more than 4 dumplings, I get total hearing loss.
Delbert used to be a bit of a scallywag, working for a pirate radio station. But then they got a license, so you don't have to slap the cuffs on him now.
Very pleased to hear that, Rose. I wouldn't want our relationship to get off on the wrong foot, eh, Delbert?
199 not out.
Then Can I hear the programme?
You can't. Well, not today. You see, Delbert knew he was coming here, so he got his friend Winston to sit in for him.
Yeah, thanks, Claudette. Winston's my posse.
As we say in police houses.
So, that's enough about me. When are you going? I mean, where? Where are you gonna hang out while you're here, Trev?
Well, I thought I might make a study of new Scotland Yard methods and how they're being put into use.
Oh, well, that's easy. It's just like the Jamaican Police Band's album, Greatest Hits. Instead of a set of drums, they use us.
I was thinking more of how they tackled the drugs problem.
Oh, there's no problem, Trev. They just stick it in your pocket and nick you.
You're wasting your time, Trevor. Delbert can only talk sense for 2 minutes, then his mind goes on a weekend break.
I love you, Rose.
Thank you, darling. And we can discuss names for the baby.
He's already got one.
Delbert, we're not going to let the ladies do the washing up, are we?
It's an ancient London custom, Trev. Like giving kids money so they don't leave your car looking like a Russian tank in Afghanistan.
Yes. I had a word with those young fellows. They promised to join the Boy Scouts as soon as they were old enough. Come along.
I thought stepfathers were supposed to be wicked.
Stone Broadcasting Corporation.
What do you think of that, eh? Great, isn't it?
Aye, it does great. Music to cut your throat by. Disembowel yourself along at Alex.
So you don't like it, then?
Just watch.
Why are you playing this to us, Alex?
Because, Winston, you're going to be playing it to the listeners. Every 20 minutes, regular as clockwork, I want them to hear the Chef Talia Shuffle, OK?
This wouldn't have anything to do with payola, would it, Alex?
Payola, Julie, what's that? A fizzy drink?
No, you're thinking of Lil. Alex, if the listeners keep hearing that stuff on my show, they'll turn it off.
Yeah, and what's more, they'll tune into Delbert.
I've told you before about swearing, haven't I?
No, Julie, they won't tune into Delbert when I'm on, because he never does his show then.
Shut
They're always...
up, Winston. You don't think playing this every 20 minutes is going to make people go out and buy it, do you? I mean, it's going to be like Chinese water torture on a Greek.
Hang on. Why doesn't Delbert do his show when you're here? You wouldn't be helping him out, would you?
No, I mean, he must listen to my show to pick up on tips on how to be a boss DJ.
That's right. I mean, it's like in Batman, isn't it? Well, you know, you never see him and Bruce Wayne together, do you? Because they're the same person.
But Delbert and Winston are two different people, aren't they?
Exactly. So how can Winston be helping Delbert out?
I could if I was his youthful ward, Dick Grayson.
Come on, Winston. It's time for the Chef Talia Shuffle's first shift.
How could you, Mum, marry someone with an incurable disease?
What do you mean?
Well, he's a policeman, isn't he? There's no cure for that. What are the press going to say when they get hold of it? Wilkins gets new father-in-law.
Hush, Delbert. You're disturbing the peace.
And now you're starting to talk like him. I'll tell you what, I'm not saying anything else without my lawyer being present.
I wonder what Trevor's sons are doing right now. Probably a rousing chorus of immortal, invisible. Right now, I'd settle for inaudible. Will your father's final resting place?
It's that one over there with the disturbed earth, because he spun round at him when I told him the bad news. Sorry, Dad, it wasn't my fault. I wanted him to marry Terence Trent D'Arby.
Help me, Delbert.
All right, Mum. Sorry, pal.
You can leave that.
Play you anything you like. And rock to the east, and rock to the west. But you know Crucial FM is the best. Crucial FM, the Crucial FM, Crucial FM, the Crucial FM, Crucial FM.
Russia, blow! You know what I mean, Brixton? Kick this!
Come and say, dibby dibby girl, them can't wash white shirt. Dibby dibby girl, man, them can't eat flour.
Winston, there seems to be some kind of low industrial hum coming from the direction of your head. Are you about to say anything of interest or not?
No, not really. I just can't seem to shake off this tune.
Well, suck a cold. Yeah, you're listening to... All right, this is Grandmaster Delbert W, and I'm going to give you another talk on the way we live our life. Today I'm going to talk about death, right? Because I've just been down to the cemetery to visit my dad's grave. I couldn't find it, man. It was so overgrown. How overgrown was it, Delbert? Well, I'll tell you, man. It was like a Brazilian rainforest down there, man. David Attenborough was filming a wildlife documentary down there, man. Tarzan was fitting a jacuzzi to his treehouse down there, man. I said, excuse me, guys, anyone here see my dad's grave? A Japanese geezer staggered out of the bush and said, is a war over yet? I'm telling you, man, it was totally overgrown. So I went down to town hall, right? I said to the geezer, excuse me, guy, when are the cemeteries gonna be cleaned up? He said, well, unofficially, we're waiting for the next hurricane. This has been Delbert Wilkins with another edition of Stiff Watch Murderer.
Baby, baby, I've got this feeling in my...
I get it. Suck a tune.
Winston, what is that irritating dirge you're driving me mad with?
It's called a Shiftalia Shuffle. Alex gets paid every time it's played on the air.
Oh, yeah? Who pays the listeners not to come round and force-feed you their radios sideways?
No, the idea is you go out and buy the record.
Well, that's the most outrageous idea I've ever heard since I wasn't asked to present Desert Island Discs.
And then Alex gets 300 quid a week out of it.
Sort of grows in you, though, doesn't it? This is the Shiftalia Shuffle, and I'm playing this for charity, right? Every copy sold helps raise money for independent free radio in Brixton. So get out there and buy it now, and tell him Delbert Wilkins sent you. The man who can eat free Rice Krispies. Yo, Alex!
I'm going to kill him. No, killing's too good for him. I'm going to torture him. Then I'm going to kill him. No. First I'm going to find him. Then I'm going to torture him. Then I'm going to kill him. If he's lucky.
Why? How do you suppose you're going to do that? Like, they call Delbert the Lord Lucan of Brixton. Well, not to his face. They can never find him.
Winston's put him onto this. I knew he was in league with the devil. Look, you're going to have to follow Winston. No. Why don't you go out with him?
Oh, Alex Flower, I was saving myself for you.
I know, and it breaks my heart, but you're going to have to do it. Look, flirt with him a bit. Take him out to see chess.
Starlight Express, Chuffer Train, some more Winston's cup of tea.
And then, just when you've got him in a romantic frame of mind, when he's really in a sexy mood...
So, before you take your hat off, Winston, tell me Delbert's postcode.
Right. Then ring me up and my business associate to do the rest. What's wrong with that?
Alex, why are you taking a sledgehammer to crack a nut like Delbert? I mean, you're laughing here. You've got a successful radio station, you're making money, some of it legally, and there's poor old Delbert sitting in the top floor of a derelict council flat. Probably. Do you fancy a coffee, Alex?
Keep talking, Julie. You've started, so you may finish.
Good morning. I'm looking for my stepson.
Right. Give my station manager details and she'll put out a missing persons bulletin. If he's alive and well, we charge you 50 quid. If he isn't, 25.
No. I understand he works here? The Delbert Wilkins show?
Yeah. Only he's not on today because he's got a bit of a throat infection. In fact, we were thinking of sending him some flowers, but we'd mislaid his postcode, hadn't we, Julie?
Oh, I don't believe in using them myself. Anybody fancy a coffee?
Flowers? What a kind thought. I've got his address here.
Alex, I'm not doing anything tonight if you fancy a date.
Not now, Julie. Do you need a pen?
Aye, Delbert Pet. Where are you? Listen, the Greek tycoon's tracked you down, so watch out for any door-to-door salesmen carrying chainsaws, all right?
Right, Mr. Bink. Who else do you think would benefit from having a power play on Crucial FM?
What about Poitier? Yeah, he's got a band. They rehearse in his garage.
Listen, I'm not talking about Poitier. I'm talking about Whitney Houston and Janet Jackson and Tina Turner. Poitier wouldn't be able to do me the sort of favours they do in return. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe not, but he'd be able to decorate your flat.
Well, why didn't you say so, Winston? Forget Polygram Records. Let's cruise around to Poitier's place and talk serious flock wallpaper. I said, let's cruise around to Poitier's.
Yeah. I heard what you said, Delbert. I can't open up the door. Someone's put super glue in the lock.
The kids round here, eh? Why can't they just snort it like everybody else?
Delbert, if the kids snorted super glue, they'd have noses like solid concrete, man.
Oh, you suggested they try it, Winston. I was just trying to make light of our predicament, you know.
Yeah, look. Pass over one of them credit cards you've got there and I'll slide it down the side of the lock and see if I can open up the door.
Credit card? I haven't had one of them since the bank cut it into little tiny pieces. Only thing it's good for now is breaking into dinky toys.
And there's a message. Look, that could be Whitney, or Tina, or Janet, for you. Or maybe it's Poitier for me.
Nah, if it was for you, Winston, it'd be flashing a lot slower.
Oh, Delbert, you're not playing that again.
Of course I am. Listen, man, don't sneer. This will play for our child to go to Dulwich.
Oh, yeah, and what's wrong with Eton or Harrow?
I'm not talking about public school, I'm just talking about Dulwich. It's a cool place. I want him or her to hang out there, you know, chill.
Well, just think of the brain cells you'll be destroying listening to that rubbish all day.
Yeah, well, I've made 250 quid already today. Pretty soon I'll be able to afford a brain transplant and be able to afford to fix my car, you know.
You mean you're going to pay someone to blow up 4 flat tyres?
No, I'm going to pay him to get the super glue out of 4 flat tyres? What are you talking... Claudette, my car! Who's attacking my nearest and dearest, man?
I don't know, sweetheart, but maybe this'll tell you. I found it in the lift.
Well, it's probably not for me. I mean, there's thousands of D. Wilkins in London. Doris Wilkins and David Wilkins, Derek and Denzel and Darren and Dinsdale. Maybe not Dinsdale.
Look, Delbert, if you're not going to open it, then I will. Come on, it's not going to blow up in your face.
How do you know?
Go on, don't be daft.
And the winner is... Delbert Wilkins for Death Wish 10, The Mugger Strike Back. Don't stick your big nose into our business. Well, this can't be for me. No way have I got a big nose. I mean, they've wasted 3 valuable letters there.
Delbert, who have you offended recently? I mean, apart from me, your mother and Winston.
Well, no one else, that's it. Can't be from Winston, the spelling's too good. Mum would never send me a poison pen letter. She may agree with everything they say, but she'd never send one.
So who does that leave?
Oh, no, Claudette. The mother of my child. The sharer of my boudoir. The user of the last drop of ginseng shampoo the night of the Michael Jackson concert. It couldn't be.
Delbert, what are you doing?
Nothing, darling, nothing. Just checking the headlines, see if there's a nose missing. Drugs. Hard drugs. Well, hard drugs.
What's all this nonsense about?
It's not nonsense, Mum. It's chapter 6 of the authorised biography, how Delbert Wilkins kicked the drug barons out of Brixton and made the streets a safer place to chill in.
What drugs barons, Delbert?
Well, after we went to visit Dad, right, I went on the radio and did one of my public service broadcasts, you know, the crucial ones about how the cemetery should be cleaned up. And ever since then, right, I've had threatening letters, my car's been sabotaged, the lot. Well, it's obviously the work of traffickers from the mob, right, who are terrified that I'm going to discover their hiding place.
It could just be someone who doesn't like the sound of your voice.
Be realistic, Mum. Which is the more likely?
I think Delbert might be onto something here, Rose. The last place anyone would think of looking is an abandoned graveyard. I'm going to call the yard.
Yo, Trev, if you're going to go on a dawn swoop, can I come? It'll be the first time I want to be on the receiving end of one.
You've done good work, Delbert. There's still time to consider a career in the Met, you know.
Nah, man, the Untouchables have already made me an offer I can't refuse. Let me give you a clue. It's silk, it's got big lapels, and it rhymes with loot. Good luck, Sherlock.
Delbert, how come I heard you on the radio last night, all the way up the dial from the Brixton Broadcasting Corporation?
Bad thermal updrafts, Mum. I mean, they're really bad. They can attack at any time, you know what I mean? For instance, last week, Mike Smith's voice sounded like it was coming out of his mouth. Get busy one time, PC Lily. Put some of that police method business into it. Where's the beef, guy?
I'd like to see you do any better, sir.
What's the matter with you, guy? Haven't you heard of roots?
My instructions are to clear the worst away.
I'm not talking about them roots. I'm talking about the TV show. My ancestors were doing this kind of stuff 200 years ago, while yours were still putting wheel clamps on horses.
Are you sure this isn't just a practical joke, sir? Mr. Wilkins is well known for his lovable sense of humour.
My stepson wouldn't make jokes about anything as serious as drugs, Constable.
Step-son?
Yes, that's right. But I'll overlook your former impertinence. Please see. Now get back to work. Hurry, hurry, and put your back into it. That's the sound of a man working on a chain gang. Da-da-da-doom. Ha! Trevor, you better get over here, guy. I've got a funny feeling we might find something in here.
I've got a funny feeling he knows more than he's letting on, sir. Wallace Thompson, excuse me, gents.
That officer seems to have something of a grudge against you, Delbert.
What, Lily? Nah, he wouldn't hurt a fly. Well, he might knock it about a bit, especially if it landed on his jigsaw. I'll never touch drugs, guy. I'll get high on myself. It's cheap, I can handle it, it's exciting, and there's a never-ending supply. I say yes to Delbert Wilkins. What do you find, Lily? Sachets of crack with a street value of £250,000, plus 3p for taking the bags back?
Not quite, sir. There's several dozen more in there, sir.
It was those rotten kids all the time, man. I'll murder them.
Could I have that in writing, sir?
Never mind. It may not be the scam of the century, but at least you can tell your listeners you've solved one crime.
Good idea, sir. I'll do a BBC Cop Shop special update.
Actually, I was talking to Delbert.
His listeners. It's his listeners who'll be responsible for this. It's my listeners who try to stop them.
Yo, guys, I have to split, you know. I left the microwave on in my flat.
Delbert, what's Constable Lily talking about?
It will have burnt its way down to the flat below by now.
I'm talking about pirate radio, sir.
Delbert?
Gone. Yo, what's happening? Welcome to the Guide to Cruciality. This one's about home protection. Yeah, that's right. How to protect your property against the forces of law and order. First thing to do, right, is set up a neighbourhood watch committee. Get everybody to watch out for suspicious-looking geezers who've been kitted out by the plainclothes shop at Bow Street Nick, right? You know the kind of thing, Jasper Conran jackets with the 3 stripes on the sleeve. 501s with the extra long truncheon pocket. Reeboks with the steel toe caps. Come on, guys. All right. Fit your door, right, with a viewer and put it here so that you can look through and see whether your visitor is carrying a search warrant or battering ram as they're known round our way. Get yourself kitted out with a Brixton doorbell. Instead of ding-dong, it goes na-na-na-na-na-na. Once you've made sure that you're secure, right, with a nice gold chain and a couple of stout dreadlocks, it's time to think about protecting your valuables. I recommend steel jockey shorts. Mark everything up with an ultraviolet pen so that eventually your enemies die from radiation poisoning, you know what I mean? And finally, make sure you're carrying one of these at all time. A hold all. So that when you do get raided, right, you can say, yo, guys, you better be careful. I've got a hidden camera in here, you know what I mean? And it's filming a documentary about community relations called Black and Blue. Observe. Alex Kazoblis. And the kebabs. I suppose we're on Crucial FM to plug your new single. Donut kebab.
You've done enough plugging, Delbert. Andax per dire. Che mi indone vitere na pexito disco chef Talia shuffle. Andax, Andy. Why do you think we plugged up your car locks? You couldn't take a friendly hint, could you?
Was that your friendly letter?
I know I should have cut it out of a Greek newspaper, but I hadn't finished the crossword.
I'm sorry, Alex, but I'm used to more adult sorts of aggravation, you know, like ringing my doorbell and running away.
Well, I've rung your doorbell now, haven't I?
And you're not going to run away, are you?
No.
Well, I ain't either.
Go on. There's still time.
I'm sorry, Alex, but that's a zero option, you know what I mean? I mean, why are we arguing anyway? There's a lot of room on the airwaves.
There is now.
There's no point doing that, guy. I know all the serial numbers. Oi! Are you crazy? That's an academic slip deck. That's a unique piece of... Alex, I want you to hold this, and I want you to film everything that happens and send it to Mike Tyson. It'll help him to improve as a fighter. Right, you ugly ragamuffins, that's it.
Don't worry, you'll live. Put a bit of music on, cheer him up a bit.
Oh, no. Turn the siren on instead, guy. I'd rather be unconscious.